Welcome back, everybody, to Mizzou Esports. Tonight, we've got an exciting game as we have made it to the postseason. It's going to be Mizzou versus Long Beach Community College. We've seen these two teams play before in the earlier season. However, it was a 2-0 victory for Mizzou, and I'm expecting the same thing tonight.
Yeah, not too many crazy changes that have happened since then, and even going into those playoffs, we've played them somewhat recently, enough to where Mizzou should have a pretty decent chance, especially with the new character, not in a crazy different state, so we're not probably going to see too much of a different team comp, even in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw them, it was Icebox, which was a 13-10. It was a little bit closer of a game, but in the end, it did go to the way of Mizzou. However, Game 2 was a much different story on Haven. 13-2, it was not anywhere near as close as game number 1, and really just showed the dominance of Mizzou on that map. And I think we know that map known, I think, potentially might be Haven, and I'm excited because it was a really, really good victory for Mizzou, and they're starting off strong with Haven again.
Yeah, Haven just being such a rock-solid map for Mizzou, I don't know why they even let them pick this, considering, I mean, Mizzou has a long history on this map, and it's a rough foot for Long Beach to start on, looking into trying to get a first kind of couple of rounds. Especially going into, they're probably going to be going into the next map having already pressure of the loss on this one, and it's just going to be how Mizzou handles this.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, Long Beach, they like running this weird-ish comps. They run like running that both the Yoru, double duelist. Again, Yoru is not really seen a lot on these maps. They pulled it out on Icebox as well. It's just. It's such a tough character to pilot. Mizzou is pulling out the Teo. And, I mean, Wader immediately starting things off real strong here for Mizzou.
Yeah, early clean pick with no hesitation, not to mention the hits on the Omen, too. I mean, Long Beach pretty much just going to have to get head taps across the board in order to stand a chance here. Especially with this Cypher already locking down C-Site. He did get a bad timing, though, but it's not going to help them too much here if they don't push off it.
Yeah, it really is going to come down to how this ISO plays. I mean, they scouted out, too, so they know Panda's made his way over, throwing up this survival smoke. The vulnerability goes out, and they're able to break that. But what a good paranoia. Finding a lot of value, finds the frag there onto ISO, backs away.
Yeah, clean 1-for-1 trade.
Oh, if you can find this Omen here. Oh, he's just to your left, Panda. You got to clear your corners. Guys, flash goes out. B-Dog, a nice pick there. Taking the lead once again, but now it's once again back to a 2v2. Make it a 2v1. GPL with a Sheriff. Finds the first. The last one, very low. Has 4 shots left. Are they expecting them around the corner?
Oh.
Later, we're going to find GPL. Long Beach taking the first round, but it was rather close for them.
Yeah, Panda missing that corner clear on a low target, too. Even just a half clear would have been enough to get that, but that's really going to be punishing going into this next round where they're going to have this decent buy against this team, all things considered. They did lose 4, so they're not really going to have any side pistols, but that's almost never going to matter in this kind of situation.
GPL going for the Sheriff. Panda as well picking up that Marshall. Going to try to play some of these hero guns. Meanwhile, though, we do have a quick tech pause. As I'm not sure which team is having the issues, but we're going to go to a quick tech pause. It was really close. Again, it just comes down to, just clearing those corners. Panda, if he just looked a little bit to his left, he finds the Omen. He's half HP. One right click does it, and Mizzou easily take that round in a 4v2, but it's a 3v3 retake in the end of the day.
Really just sucks that the slight lack of awareness kind of ended that entire round there.
Oh, GPL shots go wide. Green able to find Wader. B-Dog in a quick rotation now onto this A site.
Yeah, Sean on the Sova on Long Beach, having that Phantom really coming in big there with how much damage he was able to do with that. Overall, they're really just going to try to figure out how to retake A, considering it's pretty much already lost.
And they're just dropping some shots through heaven, not finding too much success with it, however. And now, I think at this point, maybe you just go for any picks of anyone trying to overplay their hand, and you just really fall to the spike. You don't want to give these free orbs over to Long Beach, free ulti points, free credits in their pockets, so I think you just wait. Nice shot there from Panda, though. We take what we can get.
Yeah, it seems like they're mostly just playing to force them to, lose some value, just to keep them from being able to run from this bomb. Because Mizzou doesn't really lose too much even if they do die to it.
Oh, Panda!
But Sean
Another clean shot.
Losing the Phantom over that too, not
Ooh.
worth it at all.
Oh my God, Panda!
Gosh. Do they have enough time?
No, they don't have enough.
Nope,
time.
not enough.
What? Okay, Panda. Just get 4. All right. Oh, I was gonna say, Daly, you need to make sure you fall. They almost wiped Long Beach off of the 4K with Panda on the Marshall. We call him the Marshall Menace for a reason, and that I think just shows why.
Yeah, that really just shows here that Mizzou really just has the aim advantage going onto Long Beach. The only thing they need to worry about is making sure their mental's in a good state and that they are being aware of everything they're doing.
I mean, it's expensive for Long Beach. They save a Phantom after that round, and now they're going to invest into this round. So they're going to try to fight fire with fire on their bonus. Not really a bonus now. It's just going to be a full investment here. We'll see how it pans out, though. Oh, a good dodge from GPL, but Green with a flash, finding that first frag here onto the Mizzou duelist.
Yeah, overall, it's just a matter. They just lost a pick. Just the flash killed them, and if they had the secondary person to watch it.
Panda just swinging out a little bit too far into the waiting arms of Later with that Guardian. Now this B site here, Dahlia pops through. There's no one actually watching this. He might find an incredible timing, or he's just gonna sneak around. 1, 2, 3. Dahlia, if he can find this 4th, he's brought it back to a 2v2. Needs to find it. Unfortunately, the shots don't land. But Waiter, this is very winnable. He hears the TP, doesn't know where he's gone. Has the salvos to try to clear out some of these areas. Clears out back a site. But they've crossed back over. And now they're just going to play the spike. He hasn't tapped just yet. Clearing these angles, and Later on the swing. A really nice try there from Adalia. Getting those 3, just a really good timing.
The big thing I really just want to see is a little bit more of that like proper util usage, especially on that, because that was a pretty fast push there, all things considered. And realistically, it was just a matter of they got 1 pick there early from a good shot angle, and Mizzou just took a little bit too long to really respond to it, which is really hard to do on B site. It's really quick to take over, but trying to have a little more slowdown there, we saw them try to push up really quickly, and that punished Long Beach a bit. But Mizzou just barely not getting enough value off of it.
Yeah, but look at Mizzou. They're going for the stack over towards A, and Long Beach, all of them over by this C site. They're even going to burn the Dimensional Drift out as well to try and take this site. It gets so much space with the Yoru. It's going to clear all of this, and it's going to give them the spawn plant for free. Spike going down now, and Mizzou in a 5v5 retake. DLA with the Sheriff. Mizzou's got a couple of Sheriffs to work with. If they can find these picks. Good pop flash. A good paranoia, though, as well from Long Beach. They're going to clean up these kills. Green with 3. And Thermo with 1 more as well. Panda trying to see what he can do, and it's not really much. Flawless now to Long Beach with a big old 4 for them.
Yeah, Mizzou, luckily, since, they didn't barely buy too much, they are going to be able to go into pretty much they're going to be able to do a full buy here. But Long Beach econ looking pretty nice, all things considered. They did use an ult or 2 there, just to get to it, but that's not really the biggest difference when it comes to this kind of team. Yeah,
Green investing the Yoru Dimensional Drift, it gets value. It definitely does its job. It makes sure that they're not running into that stack. And, I mean, Green got 3 kills at the end, so he's already halfway to his ultimate once again. So they're farming their ultimates pretty well. Mizzou, they've got 3, including that Armageddon, so pretty powerful stuff that they can work with.
Yeah, a lot of this is kind of just aftermath of Long Beach managing to win that first kind of whole fight and then that third one pretty well. Long Beach is really just taking advantage of the fact they've gotten some good wins. And as soon as Mizzou shuts that down, they lose a lot of that pressure they've been applying over the course of this game. And
Yep.
I'm really hoping they can sort of lock one down to sort of see that taper off.
Long Beach, once again, making their way onto this B site. The spray goes through, tags a clone, so they know that there's some util being dropped towards this B site, and they hear the spike going down. That's going to draw the rotations. They're really trying to take this fight over towards this A side. A good flash pulls Waiter off the angle. They've taken some space, and now I think their Armageddon might be used here. Waiter's got it out and ready. They're just waiting for the call, and that's going to be it. Now Mizzou going to try to make their space. Green, though, finding the first. Armageddon not finding much, and the kills are just going all the way to Long Beach right now. all up to Waiter, who's found one, but with 1v4, all of these people holding this angle, I think this is a good call just to get out and try to save. Long Beach not playing the same game like they did last time on this map.
Yeah, they seem to be taking a lot more advantage, especially of that B site. Mizzou really able to lock down that A, and especially A, but also C site pretty well down. But that B, it seems like Long Beach really has a good advantage when it comes to just specifically that point. They've rushed it down. We have seen them fall a few times just to not checking proper corners, but it didn't lose them the game in the end. And it's a matter of the fact of how quickly they've been able to execute the site and put so much time pressure on Mizzou. They can't wait for rotations. They can't wait for util to come out. It's just a matter of go, 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 lock down site, put them on that 40-second timer.
Yeah, this is an attacker-sided map, but Mizzou is really hoping for a couple rounds. Right now, Long Beach is sitting at 5, looking to take 6 unless Mizzou can get a thrifty here. And they're going to try something as GPL dashing after the stun. Makes a lot of space early on, but Long Beach, they're going to capitalize exactly off of that aggression and onto this C site. They find B-Dog Adelia, waiting to find a timing through the smoke.
Yeah, those sheriffs really make those timings a lot harder. You can't really spray and pray anything. You have to watch for exactly what they're shooting for.
All of these kills just once again going the way of Long Beach. Another one falls, and Panda, what can you do? That's one. And it's only one. Sean finds the last one. Long Beach have now claimed their 6th. They will at least go even on the half, if not take a lead here in just one more round.
Yeah, not to mention they're pretty much all the way up on ults. The only one that's missing currently is just that, just the Cypher, which, all things considered, it's a good ult if you need it, but usually not the best, especially considering they have your ult, which is really solid for securing that points, along with the Sova ult, just to secure that site.
I'd really like to see Mizzou call a timeout here. You've dropped 6. You're finally on a bye round. I think now's the time to really reassess what's going on and find a way to fight back against Long Beach immediately. Dimensional Drift once again being used on this C site. Panda trying to back away. Ooh, did anyone get grabbed? I don't think so. Panda finding Sean, though. This is a good way to start it off. GPL quickly rotates onto the site with that dash and finds one as well. And Mizzou finally seems like they found an answer.
Yeah, all things considered, that was just a really good, quick re-entry. I'm pretty sure Long Beach really took advantage of that ISO ult, hoping that it cleared out the area, but when it didn't, they were surprised when someone was there, and that really got them a free pick, all things considered. And then they just pushed another and forced everyone to look in different directions, which really hard to do.
Look at this cheesy setup. There's, I think, 2-3 people sitting on top of the bomb right now, sitting on top of the spike, just free firing.
Can't kill all 3 of us, at least not with the same bullet.
That's true. Oh,
yep, knew it.
They tried. I saw what they tried to do. They tried to stop the Omen from the shadows from picking up the spike. They were able to grab it, but unfortunately for Long Beach, they do have to worry about the Cypher ultimate being infested here from Mizzou. Dahlia finds one, and Panda will find the last. Mizzou finally, after 6 rounds, will find their first, giving this spike defuse over to Waiter, getting that Annihilation or Armageddon just a little bit closer to being online. 3 away now on a very powerful ultimate.
Yeah, Mizzou, not calling timeout like pretty standard, but at least they did manage to take it over from there. That really removes a good chunk of pressure, considering they now at least have decent buys from pretty much everyone except for Vidalia right now.
Yeah, but I mean, Adelia, the Cypher judge, everyone knows, everybody's familiar with this whole strat. We'll see if it works as
opting for the Phantom instead now, though.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with going with that. But it looks like Long Beach is planning on going over to that A site with so many members.
Yeah, they're really mixing it up, although I could entirely see a B rush here. They've been doing it a lot, and it seems to be one of their best working strategies here, which I'm pretty sure is why they've changed this Cypher setup to being Garage here, just to get a little bit faster here. They really need to be able to push on that B site as it's being hit, otherwise they're really out of luck when it comes to that retake.
Smoke going out here towards Garage, the window. Mizzou playing a bunch of setups here with 2 members covering each other. Panda holding for Adelia over towards A, GPL, and Waiter have each other's backs, leaving that B open. B-Dog just swinging back and forth. Oh, GPL falling, and right behind him, Waiter, the next to go. B-Dog trying to find something. Adelia finding one on the flank though, but right along behind his teammates. B-Dog falls to Thermo. The power of the ISO shield.
Yeah, that's really been the difference maker, all things considered. How many fights the ISOs take is honestly kind of crazy, all things considered. And Mizzou not being able to take those one taps is hurting them so bad.
2v4. Mizzou, they want to try to go for this. Oh, they are going to spot him in the corner. But now it's all up to Adelia. Unfortunately, Panda will fall. Oh, they do get a scan. A nice shot, but Adelia can't get the transfer. They get him low, but not enough. Nice try. Mizzou are going to be back potentially on an eco here. Panda has enough to buy. GPL has Blades himself, so we might see a force up here, a last-ditch effort from Mizzou to try to fight back as Long Beach, their lead grows and grows.
Seems like they're opting again for sort of a half buy. They want to be able to get that on that next round. Really, I'm mostly scared of this ISO whenever he starts to pop off. Mizzou's not really been able to take it just by the nature of it. The only way I can see them taking it is if they start doing double angles and stuff like that. But that's not really what we've seen them do much. So to have a whole playstyle change from that one player really makes that value apparent.
Trying to find the wall bang there onto the peeking omen. Oh, Waiter, the timing is so unfortunate.
Oh, gosh.
They hear people running around. He should know. He's going to just back away here, which I think is fine. You have the Armageddon. Oh, maybe not. Not far enough away. Waiter will fall to start off the execute here from Long Beach. And now 4v5 for the retake. Mizzou, once again, backs against the wall. Long Beach has a foot ahead. Panda going for a little bit of an interesting TP play into the smoke. GPL finding two. Make that three. And now Long Beach, the Sova, the last one. Mizzou in an instant have claimed the site. And now they just need to hold. Sean finds Panda, but GPL with 4 with the blades.
I don't think you can say GPL was anything except the utter carry of that round. Going into a thrifty round, just the jet blades and a guardian. Meanwhile, Panda finding the one nice good entry pick. GPL getting a blade after blade, resetting every single time. 4 kills back to back.
I mean, Mizzou needed something. You're going into a 4v5 retake. Panda going for a cheeky play. I like teleporting into the smoke after the paranoia. It made a lot of chaos. There was just so much hectic things, so much chaos, flashes, stuns, everything going out. GPL dashing into the back, finding, I think, one of those kills through the smoke, actually through Panda's smoke. But, I mean, it works at the end of the day. Mizzou are able to get a thrifty away here from Long Beach. It's still tough. You invested an ult into that round. I mean, it is the Blade Storm. That's probably what it's going to be best used for. But you're still down 2-7. You really need to pick up these last 3 rounds to make it a 5-7 half so that you're not going into it too far behind. You know, you really don't want to be at 3-9 or an 8-4. Going into a 5-7, it is an attacker-sided map. It doesn't feel the worst. But Mizzou, they've started to get a foothold, but they need to keep this pressure up.
Yeah, and that's really just going to come down to how they manage these fights. We've seen time and time and again, Long Beach folds when it comes to holding multiple angles simultaneously. Mizzou really needs to just abuse that and just take advantage of it as much as possible. We've seen it more as the rounds have gone on more, getting 2 to 3 angles as much as they physically can. And I'm pretty sure that's why Long Beach has really had some success with B-Site. They're able to focus on one angle, then focus on the other.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. This is so cheesy. They're going to stun Armageddon, and they're going to find 2 as GPO dashes forward, make that 3, and the round in an instant has it blown open here for Mizzou.
That is probably the funnest use of Tay-Hold ult I've ever seen. Securing the round off at 2 is honestly an amazing aggro play for this kind of team comp. Long Beach not expecting it whatsoever, but it is kind of a one-time use thing though.
I mean, I think they were only going to try to use that one time. Tail probably not going to come back online for the rest of the half unless something crazy happens. But one thing you do get is you do still have that Breach Rolling Thunder online here for these retakes. It's still also such a powerful ability to have with these members right on the other side of this smoke. B-Dog watching, waiting. 40 seconds left. Long Beach, what is your plan?
Looks like it's going to be stand there and try to take this B side because it's their best side, all things considered. But they do get noticed, which is really bad for Long Beach.
Yeah, they're going to send out a Paranoia as well. They're going to get this plant. You just hold the 4v5 retake, or 5v2 retake. It's pretty easy. You just trade out each other. You shouldn't lose too much.
Yeah, just play double angles each time. Hopefully they're not all standing there
Okay,
like
guys,
exactly
come on.
that.
Okay, now it's a 2v2. And now they're going to burn Cypher ultimate. Mizzou is forced to burn B-Dog's ultimate. Panda able to secure the last two. Not the way I would have gone with it, but I mean, it works. It's really close, really scary round in a 5v2, going 0 for 3 essentially on trades and finding the last two off of an ultimate.
Yeah, realistically, they should have timed that a bit better with the other side of that push and push all four at once just to get that kill, because that Cypher would not have lived if they all pushed at the same time. Yeah, it's a little risky if you have people go down, but it would have been a lot safer in the long run, especially with that crossfire they had set up there. They took a 50-50. Realistically, Long Beach took a 50-50 and won it hard to get that play.
Yeah, Long Beach, though, going to be investing hard on this last round, potentially for them to buy. 2 rounds left. They're going to be strapped for cash if they don't win this. Mizzou doing okay. A lot of ultimates invested last round. Ooh, can they find the wallbang spray? They cannot.
Realistically, Long Beach right now is saying, hey, if we win this round, we're intending to win the next. If we don't, they're likely going to lose this one. They're really betting on this round right now.
They really want to pick up this round, go to 8-3 here. Get that lead even more in their favor. And they're going to invest that Dimensional Drift. That's going to be actually sent over towards this A site. Panda, the lone member over here, does manage to break the dart, finds one, but is immediately traded out. And now Mizzou is being forced into a retake situation. B-Dog, I think you could tell that's a clone, and I think he panicked a little bit. But they're going to send out the flash. They're going to send out the Teo. Util. That's an easy frag there, and the later could not teleport to safety. The dash GPL, nice flash there from the team. Thermo, last member. It's a 3v1, and Thermo's quite low. If Mizzou can find it, they can. Waiter. Good shot.
Really important play there, all things considered. We saw some really good plays, especially when it came to that. Panda able to calm down a little bit, get that one pick. That's all he really needed to get. Slow down that push, get the one pick, force them to look over. Otherwise, that would have been a lot harder of a round to win, especially if they were down a member. Yeah,
last round now. Long Beach. A couple members are a little bit strapped for cash, but for the most part, everybody should have at least an armor and a half armor and a rifle. Later and Skylab probably going to be worse for wear at the end of the day.
Yeah, instead opting for just a Guardian in the end. They're all on rifles, just, not the best ones.
They all got something, at least. And now Panda over here going to try to swing off to the play, but unfortunately it doesn't go the way of Mizzou. Green finding the first. GPL finds a trade back, make that 2. B-Dog finding the third, getting the safety. GPL up top, going for a big play, but dashes to safety.
That's really the big issue on pushing on C side. There's so many angles the defenders can hold from, and you have such a small angle to push from.
Oh, both these players are stuck in the corner. GPL forced to dash away once again.
Honestly, I'd love to see a crossfire here set up by Mizzou, but it looks like they're opting to actually flank on this. Instead, we have Cypher going for the back, looking for the most aggressive play this entire pretty much game.
Yeah, what is Long Beach's play? Are they going to go for the site hit? They're throwing the dart. They're throwing the drone. The flash, GPL. The swing. They need to stall here for Adalia, who has an incredible flank, and I don't think they know.
Yeah, this has just been such a slow and methodical play. If they can get one kill off it, it's worth it.
30 seconds
Oh, the
left.
tap. Oh, but they've read this. They've moved to back site. Adalia, GPL, it's very scary. They need to clear these corners. And Long Beach is moving into the spawn of Mizzou. It's just going to be a 2v2. The flank doesn't matter at the end of the day. Dart broken. Adalia. The tap. They're not swinging this. They're holding. And Adalia and GPL line up for Long Beach.
Such a terrible Oh my gosh, Long Beach getting that instantaneous headshot was so painful to watch. Mizzou going 8-4 going into the second half. It's definitely playable, but it's a lot worse. Having to win 9 rounds versus the enemy's 5 is a little hard to deal with at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, but it's not impossible. They really need this pistol, end of the day. If you can get this pistol, you bring it to 6-8 going into the bonus round, but hopefully you don't throw that anti-eco. You go to 6-8. It's a lot closer at the end of the day if you pick up that pistol, but you really need to pick up that pistol. Otherwise, Long Beach, 10-4, it's a little bit scarier.
Yeah, and last time we saw some really rough plays on that pistol round, really just snowballing down the line. Mizzou, if they take this, have a really good shot at winning this whole thing.
We'll see. Panda. Oh, he's not going to clear his corner.
Panda,
Adalia.
check your corners.
Oh, but Adalia finding 2. And Mizzou, they're not punished for it, so to say, as they do get the spike down. They do get the numbers advantage in a 3 versus 4 retake situation.
Yeah, instead of panic checking corners, Adalia just checked them for him and just got both of them.
Oh, it's suppression vulnerability. Oh, it pings so much damage onto GPL and B-Dog. Oh, but Waiter, a nice shot. 2v4 now. Oh, and they scout both of them. They know. And Waiter shuts it down. Mizzou, that's what they needed. They needed the pistol, and they get the pistol at the end of the day.
Yeah, Waiter able to lock up that final kill, especially off that Cypher cam, really is so good once the site's already being held. Waiter so far has been doing a lot of support here, just making sure the rest can actually get some push-ups. We saw that so amazing play in that last half with that ultimate. And he's going to try to do something interesting with it here, and I'm not, or later down the line. Hopefully it does something, but right now what we really need to focus on, especially going to this eco, is what they're buying. And in this case, it looks like we're seeing a Phantom with a Guardian and a Bulldog. It's a lot of mixed buys here.
Oh, they're running into the stack, though. There's 4 players here. B-Dog needs to find these. They get a dink with the Stinger onto the Omen. It's just a little bit of chip damage at the end, though. And can he get out to safety? It looks like Long Beach is actually retreating here.
Yeah, they did use some bolts to it, but at least they didn't take any damage for it. The big thing is that Long Beach now has a lot of vision, which Mizzou does not particularly like.
Mizzou just raining shots down, trying to see if they can get some tags, find something lucky through a wall.
They are starting to make a rotate towards Steve site from the looks of it, though.
I do like this, especially when you see all of these util, all of these players. Finds 1, GPO finds 2. Thermo finding 1, though, at the end of the day. Gets a rifle here in the hands of Long Beach.
And here's what I love to see. Jet fully committed to that play, made it to where no one on Long Beach suspected it. Now they're going to have essentially 30 seconds for this retake, not to mention Pan is going for this amazing flank all the way around. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're looking at Waiter, who's had a great angle and hoping to get the best thing possible. If he can line this up, it's going to be such a free round.
Oh, Panda finds 1 on that flank. Waiter in the angle you were talking about. Ooh, Skylab, but a good shot. Waiter good for 2. Shuts it down. Mizzou, they needed to pick up the pistol, pick up the anti-eco, and they do just that. Now, do they fire? Do they save? Do they play the bonus? What is the game plan?
Yeah, Waiter really showing a lot of specialty in that. Been doing really well so far on this attack-sided rounds. Now, they are going into this with a bit of a rougher setup. They do have some money against this full buy, and it seems like they're mostly playing this for eco here. I don't know what to really expect, though, because they are playing against a lot of rifles. It's just going to be a matter of if those Phantoms can tap within their range and if the Guardians land their shots. Like that one right there.
But they punish. Green trying to walk down mid. Can't teleport to safety. Ooh, Adalia. A good dink onto later. Takes them very low. And Mizzou, they get a rifle upgrade here towards mid. They shut down one of the problems that they've been dealing with in that Doru. And now, numbers up on this bonus round. Looking to try to take this one away from Long Beach and put them once again on the back foot. Oh, Adalia. Adalia's got his team's back.
Adalia has had his team's back for the entire game.
Oh, Sean finding Panda. GPL, they don't know, but Adalia knows exactly where Sean is, and they should be getting this plant down here. It's a 3v2, it's doable, but does Long Beach go for this? I think they do, I think they are, and they're playing off of the cam. They see Thermo pop out, Thermo finds one, but Waiter with two, Armageddon online now. Mizzou steal the bonus round away from Long Beach.
Waiter has been doing so good in this half, just kill after kill, especially whenever they try to push. Waiter has been right there covering the best angle for it. But to the point, Waiter has his ult already, which is insane. Especially in a map like this, where once Long Beach rotates, it pretty much either guarantees that they can't make a retake in time, or guarantees them to move off site for a little and make it an easy take.
They're gonna grab this orb here as well. Start feeding things into B-Dog. Ooh, they spot Skylab going for a little bit of a cheeky swing towards mid. But to no avail, they do not find the frag. Playing their time. They want to sniff out where these Long Beach players are hiding, where they're playing, so that they don't walk into a stack on accident. Knowing that Long Beach is potentially on an eco round. They want to play calm, collected, play time, play their weapon advantages.
Yeah, they're really looking to even out the maps here, and if they can do that successfully, it's so good for them. The real question is, will they check for the Yoru, or will they just retreat out here?
They're actually just going to go ahead and back away.
I don't honestly think that's the worst play for them, especially considering that if they pushed up there, there's a lot of crossfire they would have to worry about, especially coming from C-site.
Yeah, a lot of very tough angles to deal with, a very close quarters
30 seconds left.
positions that they Long Beach could be in with shotguns potentially. So they're going to play it safe. They're going to play it calm and collected and play the map, rotate on over to this A site. Flashes, so much util being popped everywhere. Green finding Panda. GPL on a good angle. Adalia finding one. Oh, but Mizzou is falling.
Waiter's really hoping to try to finish off these angles, because they did get a couple good picks here, but it's
Tap.
going to be rough.
That's going to force out Annihilation or Armageddon. Adalia finds one. They find the spike diffuser. But Long Beach, at the end of the day, are the ones to pick up the round.
Somehow the random fire of the Phantom going right through the box and right into the head of their diffuser. It honestly seemed like Valorant was trying to throw them a bone, but at the same time they got killed for it and ended up losing the round off it.
And yeah, we're going to see a timeout here. This time, I believe it is called here by the coach of Long Beach. They managed to steal that one away. Mizzou, they were in a very good position, just some gunfights not going their way at the end of the day. They even burned that Armageddon, and I mean, it really feels bad when you burn such a powerful ultimate like that and you don't pick up the round, especially when it's a thrifty.
Exactly. Honestly, the big thing I want to see is I want to see Mizzou commit to more of that hell to side of entrance from CT side spawn. Really see that crossfire there. If they had that worked out, it would have been a lot harder for that, especially ISO, to deal with anything. Because ISO can handle those 1v1s really well. As soon as you throw a second person into the mix, it gets a lot harder for him, especially with how we threw that wall. It would have essentially become a free fight after that.
Yeah, and I think I saw potentially an operator pickup here as well for the side of Long Beach. And I think Green had that. If that's true, that could be scary because I don't know if Mizzou is going to expect an operator.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything like that yet, even in the first or second half. And yeah, you're right, Green grabbing it. On the Yoru of all things, but makes sense all things considered. They want to get that pick. However, if we see Yoru get picked off over here, that could spell a lot of bad issues for Long Beach and a lot of good signs for Mizzou.
Mizzou, luckily not going over by that operator for the time being. Instead, slowly creeping their way up towards B site. In fact, it's going to be just a B hit as GPL going up top along with Panda. Both jump up. The Hunter's Fury now invested. Someone's in the Shadow Realm. I don't know who it is, but good luck in there. We'll see who manages to take that. It was Thermo finding Wader, and the Dimensional Drift gets used as well to try to clear some sites. Unfortunately, Adalia behind you. You got to be careful. They're going to burn the Neural Theft, but Skylab on the flank finding 2. Sean finds 2 as well. Panda finding only 1. And Long Beach in all that chaos only lose 2. They find the round. They're going to be able to grab their operator back again. And now they've claimed double digits, 3 away from taking map number 1.
Yeah, Wader really losing Wader in that is so hard, especially in this kind of fight. If Wader was still in that fight, would have been able to throw down those mines a little bit, get out some vision, and would have been a lot better for the fight. Having him knocked out, ooh, that hurts a lot. Now, Mizzou is technically in an ultimate advantage, not the most crazy of ults though. But however, the caveat to that is B-Dog is halfway to his.
GPL going to invest the Blade Storm this round as well. Mizzou is going for a force. They're going to try to throw everything at the wall here and see what sticks.
They are playing against an operator though, which is a little scary.
That they are. They do force the teleport away rather quickly as all the util gets flooded onto the Yoru.
Now, what they're going to do here is a little up in the air from the looks of it. We do see that Adalia is looking for this pick, hoping to find it.
So close, not able to find it.
Meanwhile, they do seem to have all of their flanks really checked. Just Adalia locking that down. Just committing all their resources now to pushing onto A.
Oh, a good flash. And they even get a scout. GPL finds 1, but Sean right on back finding 2. The teleport across. The survival smoke here as well for Sean, who makes it 3. And now Wader alone against the world. Thermo will find the last one here for Long Beach. They will go up to 11. Mizzou will go and figure out what they need to do.
Yeah, especially after that force, I'm really concerned just by everything. Realistically, their biggest chance of victory here is, yeah, pretty much force it, because otherwise they're having to play perfect for 5 rounds or 6 rounds, or even 7 after the even. But Green is just going to be sitting here looking, hoping for that sniper pick, and I'm so scared of it every time I see
Panda
it.
once again in this position that he always likes to teleport to. Gonna try to just be a nuisance in Long Beach right now. Oh, the camera though, it will scout him out, and they are hunting. The paranoia, there's nothing he can do. Hopping around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yep, that's really the scary thing about Omen. You can't guarantee anything with it.
Adalia trying to make his way onto C, but it doesn't work. Green with another. Wader all alone once again here. Spike not in his possession, and Thermo, luckily Wader doesn't have to deal with the shorty, but I mean he's looking down 4 people all holding that angle, and now Mizzou after that force. They need to find something. They're forcing with, once again, whatever they can. They have no ultimates to work with. They've got no money to work with. They're on garage sale buy across the board on potentially the map 1 here of playoffs.
Really, the only option I can see here is essentially going to be Panda smoking off site, GPL running, gunning, and praying the whole way. Meanwhile, B-Dog hoping to get a good flash in and just praying to get 2 picks off of a good push.
GPL going up top, trying to find something with a stinger. Panda, a good shot though, finds later. If Mizzou can pick up this round, they've got rifles for the rest of the game. And with Adalia finding Thermo, I can only assume that's the case. B-Dog, that's definitely the clone, buddy. You don't need to worry about that. I'd be surprised at that point. Playing the long con. Oh, a nice shot there from GPL. Make that a 2-piece. And now Sean. It's 1v4. He's done some incredible stuff before, but I don't know if you can do this one. GPL playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. And Adalia.
Yeah, picking up that operator too. It just all considered nice for the economy. Just insanely good. Honestly, that takes a lot of weight off of Mizzou here.
That it
They're
does.
still struggling, though.
They're still struggling. They still are walking into a green with another operator. The rest of the team with full buys. They've got 3 ultimates to work with, building up those last 2 as well. Mizzou, they've got nothing. They're close to a couple. B-Dogs 1 away. Waiters 2 away. They're close to a couple of these big ultimates, but if these players fall early into the round, it doesn't matter if they're close because they're not going to be able to use it on this potentially final round.
I must wait a moment.
Oh, nice shot, Adelia.
Putting
To
them
start
in a
things
nice,
out.
nice, good lead really is what they need to set up here, especially with those ultimate onslaught online. Hopefully, B-Dog can grab a nice orb here and really lock things in. Otherwise, it's going to be a matter of how long they can hold on to stuff like this.
We're going to go ahead and burn from the shadows to scout out this A long, and it doesn't catch anything. One thing that happened, though, was Mizzou, GPL, I think, heard that. So they know that they just scouted it out. They're actually going to grab Adelia's ult for the scan, so they know exactly where these members are, which I think is actually a good call here. Oh, Adelia, I thought they could slip underneath. And it's once again going to be another B play. It worked very well last time. Paranoia and the Hunter's Fury. It's getting so much value. Skylab finding the first. The Hunter, or the Neural Death's going to get invested. Panda, a good flank, though. Catches Sean out behind, but they know exactly where he is. GPL finding another. Now it's all up to later. And Mizzou, they know they're going to go ahead and turn their tail over towards this A site. They get the plant down. They'll be in a 3v1 post-plant situation.
Yes.
And they should have this one under lock and key.
Especially with that operator, it's going to be so hard. They know where he's going to have to go from. And that's going to get the kill.
There we go. Cleans it up.
Yeah, it's... we forced 3 ultimates out of Long Beach for one of our own, and even that we built in the round. Meanwhile, they didn't really get anything closer towards theirs except for their deaths. Mizzou is picking up some speed, and it is hopefully their saving grace. Full buys across the board, except for Green, who picked up the operator, still rocking with it, even though we haven't seen Green met too much value.
He's bought the operator every round for the past couple rounds. It has not worked, buddy. Just put it away. Just put it away. Panda will always win this fight.
Yep. You do not win those. Okay, maybe you win that one.
Never mind. I spoke too soon. My bad. Sorry, B-Dog.
It's because it wasn't Panda.
It wasn't Panda. It was B-Dog.
Yep.
Sorry, B-Mom. But now with Mizzou down, one of their key players, B-Dog, with that Rolling Thunder, it's tough, and they're going to walk into the 2-stack. Waiter finding one and falling right on after. Adelia gets caught on this site. This is an interesting Cypher battle. We know anime jet battles, but do you know the Cypher mind game battles?
Yeah, that's really all it is to it.
Oh, and now
it's a 1v4 and a
1v4.
And that's going to lock it in.
Sean will find the last frag here for Long Beach. Mizzou on their map pick of Haven, the one that we saw them absolutely dominate on.
Yeah.
Will fall 9-13.
Yeah, especially that first half was so painful. Like, once they started to get something going, they got it going pretty well. It went away. It came back, just not quick enough. Realistically, once Mizzou was winning rounds, they were doing fine. They just took too long to really get there, and it felt like they were just kind of building up and hoping, and then finally locked in, got like 5-6 rounds in a row, got a couple after, and it was just a matter of how long they could actually keep that streak going.
I mean, it's really tough when, they only need 5 rounds and a half to be able to take the game. And there's a lot of really close rounds in that entire game. So many rounds that could have gone back or forth with just one kill going one way or another, a corner getting peaked, whatnot. But at the end of the day, it does go in favor of Long Beach, and they will go up 2 map point here going on to game 2 in this best of 3. And Mizzou in playoffs, they need to fight, and they need to find an answer going on to game 2. But we'll have to wait and see. Don't go anywhere. Long Beach Community College versus Mizzou. Game 2 up in just a few. We'll see them. Welcome back, everybody. Long Beach takes game 1, 13-9 on Mizzou's pick of Haven. We're going on to map number 2. It's going to be Fracture. Mizzou has had some ups and some downs on this map, and I'm excited to see if they have a game 3 in store for us because they are down 1-0, and I will say this is playoffs. So if they lose this, they were knocked out of playoffs.
Yeah, and we are going to see a new pick of Waylay, pretty new character, and haven't seen it on too many maps, all things considered. The big issue here, though, is that Haven tends to be Mizzou's ringer. Usually best if it's in the second round, but all things considered, losing that ringer and being forced to essentially play on their maps is very struggling. Fracture's an off-and-on map, as you said with it. And it is probably going to be worse for Long Beach. We know they struggle watching at those multiple angles, which is probably the reason for the pick here. If they play it right, it should be a pretty good match, though.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is the first time we're actually going to see a Waylay get picked here. Just getting confirmation that Waylay has been picked. So this is the first time we're getting to see it. I do believe Long Beach is going to be playing the Waylay. So I'm excited to see how they pilot this. This is a very new character, very new agent. I'm sure they've had plenty of practice with it. Potentially in scrims, potentially in solo queue as well. But this is the first time on the stage, for us at least, that we're seeing it.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is, as Fracture's a map with Waylay, where exactly are you going to be using that dash for? There's obviously, A-Site's got some pretty good places for it, but all things considered, a lot of them are at like that height where you're pretty much going to be having to dash practically vertical to get to it. Like you got the B-Site rope, you have A-Site on the back. Honestly, I see Waylay probably as kind of an A-Site holder to a degree, but realistically, it's going to be a matter of what Mizzou's response to that is going to be. We do see, as we said earlier, is that green on the Waylay.
Yeah,
so
green on the Waylay. They're also running the Deadlock as well.
Yeah, and we see GPL on the Yoru, really kind of a switch-up with green, no longer on it. We are seeing pretty much standard buys across the board. I don't see anything too extravagant. All ghosts are classics, pretty normal stuff. Mizzou is going to be holding this defense first, though, and it's going to be important to watch this A-side, B-side front.
Yeah, GPL up in heaven by rope, gonna get stunned. Waiter up close, needs to find something. Oh, it's just a little bit of chip damage both ways. Trying to find it, finds one. Green though, finding one back. GPL. Now we're gonna be playing the Yoru here for Mizzou. Finds one and gets on out. We do see a little bit of a change up as Panda has swapped over to the Sentinel role to play the Chamber. Adelia moves over to Brimstone to be their controller. Mizzou, though, at the start of this round, have found the first two. Waylay, don't know about 1 HP, so any little bit of damage will pick up that frag easily enough. And a 4v3 means Mizzou hopefully is able to pick up the round, but maybe I just caster cursed it, considering we saw this in game number 1 and Mizzou was not able to bring the round back.
Yeah, Long Beach really has picked up some random fights off of getting more kills than they should off of some of these trades.
30 seconds left.
And I'm hoping Mizzou is able to lock that down a little more, especially by playing this other angle.
Spike planted.
Spike will go down. So Long Beach is in a position where they do get to defend. GPL. Oh, the timing. And later punishes him off of it. Oh, Panda and Adelia, though. They find theirs. Right click from Panda does it. Mizzou, it was a little scary after that first frag goes the way of Long Beach, but luckily for Mizzou, the rest of the boys come on through.
Yeah, pulling out that flash walk into that smoke, meanwhile just staring down the Brimstone this is why I sometimes call Valorant a horror game, because that was scary. Even though I knew it was coming.
Since this is the first time we are seeing Waylay, let's talk a little bit about the ability. She's got a new debuff, which is kind of like a stun, but it also affects your weapon pullout speed. It basically slows you in time.
Yep.
That's her little grenade that she gets on her C. She's also got her dash, which is her, I believe, her Q ability. It kind of works similar to a jet dash updraft, where it's 2 abilities in one, or you can dash forward twice. It's just a big movement ability that she gets. Her E is pretty cool. That's her signature. She basically just gets a Phoenix reset / chamber reset on her E, where she puts down a little beacon and then she gets to teleport back to it. Easy does it there for GPL. And then finally her ult is basically just a Brimstone, or not Brimstone, basically just a Breach ult.
Yeah. It's a little different in how it plays, but yeah, overall that's pretty simple of it. The only difference is that the dash can go upwards on only the first one. So it's kind of, you can use it as an updraft and then a draft, or you can use it as dash dash too, which is really interesting for how it plays.
Speaking of the round, it's basically over. In fact, there it is, Panda with 3. Round is over. It's a flawless for Mizzou. It was an eco round for Long Beach. We got a couple of outlaw kills. There's nothing really much to speak of. Panda's going to get a defuse. He'll be 2 away from having his tour de force. Mizzou, flawless. What can you say?
Yeah, just really good playing. They're really abusing these multiple angles they're able to do against Long Beach, and Long Beach does not know how to respond to it. Honestly, exactly what I was saying they need to do to really win this properly. Even Waylay, you know, not a character they've played against too often, shutting that down too, just, you know, making sure they're able to kill really quickly so that they can't go back, because if they die, they don't get to go back like a Phoenix ult. They have to be alive to use it. So kind of like Chambers teleport a little bit more functionally.
Yeah, kind of like Chambers teleport, but also it's a point you set down like a Phoenix, so it's a little bit of a mix.
It's weird.
It's very weird. It can be good. It can also be very bad. GPL, luckily enough, has the TP away. Waiter, though, finding 2. GPL getting jump scared by Green earlier on the Waylay. Will jump scare them back, and this round is over in an instant. And Adalia will find the last one. Mizzou get free upgrades here across the board, and they will take the bonus round for themselves.
Yeah, only Waiter sacrificing himself for the team to get those couple of kills, but really, money-wise, they're doing perfect. They're literally attempting to not max out creds currently. That is how good this is currently going for Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, you get free upgrades. It might as well. There's no real point not trying to just max out creds.
Vidalia with the judge.
All right, Adalia. Judge up in heaven. I think that's fine. You're running into a bunch of short-range stuff. He's good for at least 1.
Yeah.
He's good for 1.
Especially on that ropes, anyone pushes up, their entire existence is leaving.
Ooh, unfortunately for Panda, falls to Thermo's utility. That's the strength right there as well of the Waylay, able to get to safety, but Delia finding Skylab right on back. So it's going to be a 4v4. Waylay, though, Convergent Pass is ready for the retake here. Spike not down, Sean falls. Green finds Adalia, 3v3. You get a 2v3, a 1v3, and it's all but over. B-Dog finds the last 2. Spike doesn't even go down. And Mizzou are very clearly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, especially with how they've been playing those. Those multiple side angles are coming in clutch for Mizzou. We saw them split out into 3 different times, push them all at the same time. Immediately we saw that IR went down and then followed up right after, just 3 kills in a row. When Long Beach has to look at multiple people, they struggle to even shoot 1, and that has been saving Mizzou this entire map.
Yeah, and now making their way over towards B.
Panda with the op.
Yeah, Waylay up top. Ooh, Panda's location gonna get revealed. That means he's gonna get suppressed. Adalia with a shorty, finding 1, finding 2. Has the orbital laser. I don't think you need to use it there just yet. Ooh, the shot almost finds Green.
We do see another ult coming up as Chambers is pretty close to it. All things considered, probably not going to be all that useful considering how much money they have.
Not to mention, GPL also just got his ultimate online. Gets a +1 to that ultimate as well. Flawless once again for Mizzou. At 5, it looks like a repeat, but for the other way here on game number 2 for Mizzou.
Yeah, we really see, especially Waiter using himself for the rest of his team. Once his util's going out, Waiter's been pushing in, getting that value, and has been leading to a lot of really good trades for Mizzou.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see it. They're up 5-0. None of these rounds have looked remotely close for the side of Long Beach. And Mizzou are just in an absolute total control right now. Long Beach has not found a single answer. They've not found a way to get around any of these plays. The Waylay has not done what it really has set out to do.
Yeah, which has been really to get in and get out alive, but it hasn't been able to successfully do that yet. They've gotten in sometimes, but they've been struggling to get out of situations just Mizzou has been setting 2 people up for every angle, making sure they don't lose anyone. And we see Mizzou currently has 5 deaths. Each one of those has been traded out properly.
Mhm.
And usually for multiples. One I think was traded for 1, but every other one I think was 2 or more people off those trades. And that is amazing considering Long Beach's strategy of take the 1v1.
Yeah, and I mean, Long Beach, they're struggling. They're once again on another eco. They've got 3 ultimates to work with. Maybe if they want to just dump everything on a future round, they can get something. But Mizzou, they're just building their own ultimates right now. Panda is 1 away. Waiter is 2 away. B-Dog is a little bit away because he hasn't died. He's 4-0-5 and hasn't died once. And they're just going to go ahead and take all of this space over towards B. And, and this is going to put Long Beach in a chokehold.
The biggest flank of all time. Fracture, full pushing this. 3 in front, 2 behind. Long Beach can't even get to zipline properly. I'm wondering if their strategy is just going to be essentially send Whaley on a suicide mission.
Yeah, I mean, we might see just a suicide mission here. I'm not sure. It's going to be tough. It's going to be scary. What does Long Beach have in store? What is their plan?
The big thing is that they're losing so much time off this. They're stuck in the same exact spot, and we're already 50 seconds into the game.
Yeah, I mean, so much time is being stalled here. Panda, unfortunately, nice shot there from Sean. Finds the first. Adelia going to drop the orbital laser, going to stall out here. They're going to try to push through the door, and it works. B-Dog, Waiter finding their frags. And now, 2 more people to go through, and Mizzou will pile on through, finding these last 2 members.
Yeah, that first death was really the only one I was seen yet that wasn't just traded out in double. We saw a second trade out there coming out. Got 2 picks off of it. They can't shoot all of us, and that's really been the sort of game plan for Mizzou. They're already up to 3 ultimates. Granted, one of them's Waiter, who could buy an operator right now if he wanted to. Instead, probably going to use the ultimate at some time as better operator. We also see that Panda's Waiter's got it. The Armageddon's so nice, especially when it comes to them trying to push up A site. Being able to lock down that entire middle zone is so good because it forces people out onto either sand or all the way back. And considering how easily you can just rotate around the team on this map, that is essentially guaranteed death for a lot of people. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing a lot of a fast A aggression. Mizzou's really trying to get back there as fast as they can. So far, everyone's doing it, but it's going to be a matter of how many angles they can hold at once.
And there's going to be that convergence. It's going to find a couple of these players. Annihilation ready here. And I mean, there goes that GPL stuck in a bad corner, and now it's going to be a 1v1 here for B-Dog.
Yeah, that deadlock just being a little off from where it really needed to be to lock down things properly. But it did end up in the eventual result of the Breach's death. But I don't know if that was necessarily worth it.
Yeah.
However, Breach here's only he does have his aftershock, which isn't too bad. Not to mention the pulse.
Actually, B-Dog had vision. They know exactly what's going on, but they've got to know that they're not on spike, especially with that it's being stopped. The plant going to go through now. Spots the corner. Oh, we're going to see the orbital laser come out to try to clear it. B-Dog.
Oh my
the
gosh.
Timing.
Absolutely brilliant timing, knowing exactly when he's going for. Grabbing a free operator for it, too. Honestly, I don't know what better you do for B-Dog there except for maybe guess the aftershock properly, but even that, you can't get much cleaner than what just happened.
And, I mean, it's really, really good timing there from B-Dog. Understanding exactly what Later was going to try to go for. And Mizzou is at a clean 7-0 versus Long Beach in this game number 2. They want to make game number 1 to just be a warm-up. And they want to take things to game 3.
I mean, that is what we saw last time. Last time it was pretty close first map, and then they went, 13-2 going into the second one, and we're kind of seeing that history repeat itself. GPL is picking up the operator. We're going to see how this works here. Honestly, against Long Beach, I could see it going pretty well.
I could see it going pretty well as well. GPL with an operator holding this close angle. Finds Green. And now Adalia in the corner. Sean is aware and shuts him down. No smokes now for the retake for Mizzou. They've still got some ultimates to work with. Long Beach, though, have a couple as well. They're going to even go ahead and throw out that Rolling Thunder. Mizzou have theirs ready for their retake. And they're going to send out GPL here. Unfortunately, can't walk through the gate. Spots 2. Spots so many. It's going to pop out of it. Finding 3.
GPL with the amazing body block. Using his clone to take the bullets, too. That is insane thought process there. And getting so much value off it, too.
Yeah, just, I mean, a really clean play at the end of the day. Just playing off of his teammates. Knows exactly when to pop out of the dimensional drift and make clean work of Long Beach. But Sean has something else to say about it as he will claim a third for himself as B-Dog cleans up the last. Mizzou at 8. I wonder how many more in a row they can get as Long Beach is, I think, again going to be on an eco, maybe a force.
Yeah, they are not liking what they're on right now. I mean, we see sheriffs across the board minus the classic in there. Meanwhile, Panda's got an operator and is guaranteed going to be max credits next round. You can't have more like you.
I mean, he has Tour de Force too. Like, he doesn't even need to use it.
Man's dual wielding operators and able to buy another one next round.
Oh my God! Look at how much space Mizzou is taking. Oh, and they're just shutting it down. GPL with 2. They're looking for number 3. Green on a quick flank. Oh, Sean finds GPL though too.
Yeah, Waiters looking at the spike, playing it really safe here, and looking to guarantee this win as well as possible, and really just not leaving anything else except for what they need to get done.
This is such a just cheesy angle. This is such a cheesy angle.
Hey, if it works, it works.
I mean, if it works, it works. It is just, that is one of those rat angles.
And meanwhile, the slowest op push ever, just staring down death.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
Adalia spots one through the smoke. Oh, the corner doesn't work, but Adalia's got his back.
It gets the trade. The rat angle worked well enough. It was a little shabby, just off the lack of. But you can't tell me that was amazing how well it managed to dodge that blind though.
It did dodge the blind.
And I think that genuinely made it to where they had to look there first and guaranteed the kill for Vidalia.
By the way, Panda is straight up at max creds.
Yep.
He bought a trip, and that was it.
Yep.
Like, buy your team, man. Like, people died. Like, buy your team.
Yeah, they're worrying about max creds
Like,
too.
I know you're rich and all,
Yeah.
but like, come on, you gotta help out those in need.
Here's the funny thing: if he bought guns for other people, they'd be max creds next round too.
That's so true.
This is such. There are countries with worse economies than what is currently going on in the team.
I mean, I think Panda has the GDP of a country right now.
Yep.
How much he's got in his pocket. GPL finding Skylab. Waylay, though, onto site. Finds GPL, trying to TP away, and Adalia cannot get to safety from that position. Finally, for the first time, Long Beach have
Spike planted.
themselves in a favorable position as Panda on the flank will fall.
It took like what 2 ults on it though. I think. How many was it?
No, they didn't burn any ults.
They didn't burn any ults. Oh, I thought I heard one.
Nope. Maybe they burned one, but I think for the most part, Long Beach.
Yeah, they.
Just a good read at the end of the day.
Yeah, that Waylay push was really aggressive with it too. Waiter hoping to find something. Oh, that's a bad timing.
And a 1v4, Green will get a 3K at the end of the day. Long Beach, after 9 long losses, will find their first. No longer a goose egg on the scoreboard. Maybe it was a calculated loss in order to reset their economy.
Yeah, don't have to worry about maxing it out now as much. However, that Waylay there really showing what it's used for. That double dash really, they used it on there to get so deep into point that it really didn't matter where they were, they could go there. Now, not being able to dash on that second dash really made it to where they couldn't get up to that high ground easily, but still being able to fully go all the way into point and just say, Mizzou, I am in the center, you must deal with me before you can deal with my team.
Oh my god, the Waylay jump scare. into the face of GPL. Waiter able to get on the site. The fast rotations here from Mizzou.
That's really been helping them a lot because they've been pretty much rotated by the time they cap point for every single round they've had.
Oh, they're gonna burn that convergence. Waiter, oh my God, they're just burning everything. The
Waiter
orbital
in the
laser as well. GPO up top falls. Oh, the timing. B-Dog gets to safety. Sends
Waiter's
out
in
a
the spot of
flash.
the year right now.
Oh, I think tagged his teammate Panda and Adelia finds some. And Panda finds another. And now the last member here.
No spike down though. So it's honestly not looking too bad for Mizzou. The only issue is they're just going to have to push this properly. And when you have an operator, it's not the most guaranteed damage in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, they just play together, hopefully. B-Dog's got the shot at the end of the day. A little scary if B-Dog doesn't get that frag. But Mizzou get their 10th. Going on to the last round of the half. Despite what Mizzou's score is, this is only the first half. It is 10-1.
Meanwhile, Panda, hitting already back at six, already back about worrying
He's
about
not
having
burned his
hit
ultimate
max.
this
Yeah,
game, by the way. He just hasn't.
yeah.
Neither has Skylab, though, either. So I don't know. They're saving it for next half, I guess.
Yep. I mean, what's Wader gonna do? Ult so he has another operator?
I mean, Panda could ulti on last round because it's technically better than a normal operator. It
True.
has the slow effect.
And it also shoots a little faster, and you can zoom in more. None of that. Well, the slow effect's really good. That's about it.
Yeah, it's mainly the slow you really care about.
Sometimes that speed comes into a play, but at that point you're worrying about other things.
Yeah, I think Panda just wants to hold it. I think it does transfer over halves now.
New update.
That'd be crazy. Imagine going into the second half with an operator on round one.
Pistol round up.
Yeah, that'd be actually wild. No, it doesn't work like that. Panda, you use it or you lose it. And I think Panda's probably going to lose it here if he doesn't use it.
He's going to use all of his bolts in his operator and then use after.
Oh, Rolling Thunder. Panda's in a very interesting position, is able to get the TP out to safety as the Rolling Thunder will force him away. He went up and over. And now, a big detect on the 3 people. And they're trying to capitalize off of it. Waiter finding 1, 2, GPL on the site, finding some as well. The Armageddon, I mean, sure, why not? You know exactly where these last 2 members are. They're stuck in a corner. The spike is just going to get diffused before it even matters.
Yeah, just
Panda used it. He used it, guys.
Yeah, maybe. No, just pure chaos going on to the point, and just Mizzou taking full advantage. Those last rounds, you see how many ultimates get used there. I mean, Panda literally just traded out his operator for operator, but better, just because can't keep it. Those last rounds are so chaotic, and Mizzou was clearly the one who was more aimed for that chaos.
Yeah, and because of that, they only drop a single round in that first half. It is 11-1. If they pick up this pistol round, it is all but over for Long Beach unless they can get an incredible win streak off of the back of a Thrifty.
Yeah, Thrifty to 12 rounds is not, or 13 rounds is not the most fun thing to try to do in the world. Especially considering that Mizzou really is going towards the less defended. How do they already know? Okay.
Oh, GPL teleporting away. A good bait here towards A main. And it draws some people away, and they're going to send out the salvos. They're going to send out the stun. They're going to try to get out onto the site. And they will. Dahlia will be able to get onto the site, get the plants down. Ooh, Panda, though. The first one not going the way. Later finding 2. B-Dog with 1.
Yeah,
no green. Somewhere over here, it's a 3v4.
Waiter being the catalyst for a lot of those trades. Just looking for...
Oh, nice shot at Dahlia. That's going to even things up. The flash as well. I guess GPL, that's a play you can do. And the running right click. Okay, everybody, I guess we're just... Yep, all right. We're just doing this now.
I mean, realistically, what are you going to do when they're running from all directions against multiple pistols? It's not easy to deal with, especially with bomb down.
Yeah, I mean, Mizzou is at 12-1 right now.
Waiter with the Phantom already, which is...
It's last round. Like,
yeah.
You might as well just buy, like, We see two Vandals, a Spectre. If you can just buy up, just buy up. It's last round potentially.
Yeah, I mean, just you want to secure this, get it into the next round. Don't worry about it. This is the easiest round to win if you play your cards right.
Yeah, this is the easiest round for Mizzou if they play their hands right. Adalia finding green. It's exactly how they want to start it off. Skylab grabbing like 4 people in the net, and later picks up a Bucky kill. Bucky watch here at Mizzou Esports. So 2 members from Mizzou die while Long Beach only lose 1 over towards A. Oh, Panda does get scanned, and he's in a corner, and he's stuck with nowhere to go. Waiter finding a trade there out on the Skylab after the first.
Yeah, Waiter always has been either going in to get those trades or being the one to trade out. Just a lot of those catalyst plays from it have been from Waiter.
Daly is not clearing the right corners. And now they know exactly where Waiter is. With 20 HP, 3 members waiting to open the door. He has to be careful because one of those pings will unfortunately
30
kill
seconds
him.
left.
Yeah, and Waiter especially, even with this Vandal, I believe the enemy might have a Vandal or 2 of their own from picking it up. Then the smoke's about to fade, and I think Waiter might just be looking to secure a kill or 2.
Yeah, I think Sean actually has a Vandal that they picked up from Mizzou
10
or
seconds
Phantom
left.
at least or something. But they've got a rifle, and with 20 HP, I think saving is probably the right call. This is unfortunate, but Mizzou kind of just threw this one away.
Yeah, it's really just unfortunate, all things considered. They got some bad trades. They honestly just picked the wrong site from the wrong direction, and on Fracture, the chances are lower, but they picked 1 out of 4 and hit the wrong number, and that's kind of how thrifties go. You just full stack one thing and hope you picked right.
Mizzou going to buy up. GPL getting dropped that Vandal, knowing that playing out of his mind right now, 18-9 on the Yoru.
Yeah, honestly, just
Give him the
insane.
top fragger and let him go crazy.
Yep. Honestly, I would love to see GPL ace it right here.
That'd be absolutely incredible to see. And Waiter up close as the judge. GPL finding one. Waiter with a nice shot there on the Skylab. And Mizzou, who needs weapons? Just do it with a bunch of scraps.
Yep, just pick up a random rock, throw it at their head at 1 taps.
Depends on the gun. A good flash, Panda, a good swing. And now Long Beach, there's 2, there's 1.
Panda checking the right corner this time, but just getting the freest kill off of it.
That was a big flash from GPL. That was a bigger flash from GPL, but it doesn't matter. Mizzou claim map 2 in a dominant fashion once again, 13-2, and we're gonna get a game 3.
Yeah, GPL crushing on that Yoru. Waiter really setting in and getting those trades out, and especially GPL, but everyone else getting a lot of trades, especially on that first half of rounds. Just kill after kill off those trades. We saw, I think, 1 point a trade for 1 for 3, and if that's not enough, and if that's not big enough bang for your buck, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, and because of that, Mizzou, they're not down and out just yet. They've got 1 more game to play, and if they manage to win this one, they move on in the bracket here for playoffs. But we're going to have to wait and see. Game number 3 up in just a few. Don't go anywhere. We see them. welcome back everybody. Mizzou, after a dominant map 2, 13-2, we go to our third and final map here for playoffs. It's Icebox. These two teams played it earlier in this season. It did go the way of Mizzou 13-10, but also in that series, Mizzou won Haven 13-2, so really anything can happen here.
Yeah, although realistically, a lot of it comes down to Mizzou is a warm-up team. They need their warm-up games, and we saw that pretty devastatingly. Haven's usually their best map. Ending up losing that is kind of really crazy. But to go back onto the Fracture and just dominate really shows how much that is important to them, and it really shows how much they really lost in that first part of Haven.
Yeah, but we're moving on to Icebox. This is the third decider map once again. And again, whoever loses this is out. Their playoff run is done. This is not double elim, so both these teams fighting for their life here in game number 3. Moving on here, looking at the comps, I think that's just a mirror matchup here at the end of the day. And honestly, after the crazy stuff we've seen on maps 1 and maps 2, I think having a quick mirror matchup is honestly kind of refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, well, for the realistic part of it, Icebox pretty straightforward. I mean, you see pretty much the exact same Venom Viper wall. You see KO pretty much constantly. You see pretty much KJ constantly. The only thing that I think I've ever seen changed up, and usually not too much, is Jet and occasionally Sova, but those are pretty stuck and standstill too. This is probably one of the maps where you pretty much go the same comp every time.
Yeah, and the question is what is Mizzou's plan as immediately the first kill goes over to the way of Long Beach. 5 suppressed here. All abilities are turned off, but the shots are just not landing from Mizzou. Adalia finally finding something. But Long Beach.
Yeah, they get 2 out, which is better than it was earlier, but they're still down 2-3. The real question. Oh, 2-2 now. And 2-1. Panda popping off in the back line of Long Beach, just kill after kill from that long range, even with the pistol on that fall off, just no change. It is a KJ, and we know how scary KJ is on defense. Luckily, they shouldn't have too much set up outside of their turret, and maybe a singular mine along with their trigger. But that's still scary, especially considering both people are like 2 sets of turret shots away from death.
Yeah, both these people are quite low,
30 seconds
and
left.
the question is, what is the plan? What is the play?
KJ is looking to rotate through, which is
Not
just
the play, I think, at the end of the day.
yeah. Adalia just getting that final kill. We saw Adalia get some nice kills early, getting the last one there. Long Beach lost a lot there by just not having anything set up for their flank, which is crazy considering that at KJ.
Yeah, but Mizzou, I think it might have been Panda with potentially a smoke orb blocking off no, it was actually KO. KO tagged all 5, turned off the turret,
Oh,
and then it was a very quick rotation from Panda to get behind it.
that makes sense.
So
And
I really good heads up play from Panda there.
yeah, really the difference maker that changes essentially at least 2 rounds and probably a third.
Yeah, potentially a 2, maybe 3. Definitely not out just yet. Panda is quite a menace with the Marshall, but can't find the jump peak there.
It seems like a lot of them are looking to push towards B, but there is still some pressure from A, and I'm wondering how this is going to play out, especially since we haven't seen Long Beach do much split pushing.
Oh, B-Dog finding 1, but they heard an orb get picked up over by B. So they know someone's over there, and with that KO knife, I think that's probably the go button here for Mizzou to make their way on over. They see Thermo with the jump peak. And sending some shots through the smoke. Nothing landing just yet. Wall up. Gonna jump through. It's gonna be a safe plant
30
here
seconds left.
underneath.
Yeah, usually a lot of teams tend to go for that sort of corner area, but with that Marshall there, you can't really pressure that, so it makes sense that they're going for that kind of quarter cubby area.
B-Dog finding Sean. Another one. Pockets for B-Dog here. Adalia finds one. They know that Later is stuck underneath, and B-Dog will make it a 3K for the round. Panda finds the last, and Mizzou will
Flawless in
clean.
that too.
Flawless. I don't think anyone even took damage. Kind of flawless.
Yeah, we didn't see a singular bullet from Long Beach hit. Not to mention that were just some pretty good kills all around. Especially with how many, like with this map, carrying snipers against the Vandals isn't exactly the worst thing in the world. They have money going into the next round pretty much guaranteed. Heck, if they really wanted to, they could pretty much full buy for the majority of them. But not the best plan here. But we do see that Adalia does pick up the Vandal along with the Light Shield. I believe they might have had that going from the last round, though.
Yeah, I think they might have had that. No, they did have that going into the last round. We saw the potential operator pick up, but it is not purchased. GPL will go ahead and stick to the Vandal.
I think it makes a lot of sense given the circumstances.
I think that was a pretty big 0 point. I think it scanned at least 3, maybe 4 people for Long Beach. So Mizzou has a lot of info going into this round immediately to start with. And again, Panda on this flank, holding it, knowing that there's so many people over there that he can get away with this aggressive position and that they have to cross.
Especially with B-Dog watching his back. All things considered, he doesn't have to worry about much. His entire goal here is get too many kills.
Waiter and Adalia falling. Later is finding so many kills. That's a 3K for the round. B-Dog tries to go for a play. It was a last-ditch effort, stuck in the corner. Doesn't find much. Panda is getting run down, and Later will find the last. The Flawless back over towards the way of Long Beach.
Yeah, all things considered, not the worst for an eco after, they won their first 2, which is really what you need to see. But it does mean that Long Beach is going to be going in with some money now, and that is a bit concerning. But GPL on the operator.
Yeah, GPL on the operator. We haven't seen it so far in these games, so I'm excited to see how GPL is planning to rock the op. You would have really hoped to have taken a couple of rifles away. You did have 2 Vandals going into that last round.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of damage would have been better than finding absolutely nothing.
But with the op, it can change a lot. But that first shot missing is really unfortunate, especially when it comes to them being able to push up all the way on the top. They're going to have to just rotate out.
Yeah, GPL forced to dash away after the dart on the drone will tag him. And now B-Dog here, the lockdown also getting invested along with that 0 point. Make sure that they can get this distance, get the space. And this might be a detain here. No, wait, just the last second.
Long Beach really just showing that their side is A site, and that's really what they've been gunning for this whole time, and it seems to be working.
Adalia was going for a long flank, but once again Later faster on the draw with a good shot. Oh, smoke orb stops the dart from scanning. They get a couple of tags with the knife. Sean and Green are running through the poison. Oh, but Later still set up here along with the Viper. They need to find these last 2. Panda's running around. They find the last. It's at half. Can he find the last?
No, just barely not. Instead, we see Later get that clean headshot for the 4K in there.
Yeah, back-to-back 4Ks for Later here on these last 2 rounds. And now Mizzou is back again on pistols onto an eco.
Halfway to another detain that was really scary for Mizzou, especially now that the map's been evened out. I'm a little worried about what we're going to see here specifically from Thermo on the KO here. Because we've seen a lot of setup with that going into Later. And honestly, I think Mizzou's game plan kind of needs to be shut down later. I want to see another play like earlier where we saw from the back of A push with that knife. If we see that again, it probably makes the game a lot easier to play, especially when you have someone in their back line. But we see Later going on a giant flank.
Oh my. 4 people tagged here from the B-Dog 0 point. And unfortunately for Mizzou, that's going to call rotations over. No one is holding the cross. No one is holding this B site except for Panda, who's kind of holding towards mid. And will get shut down from Green with a nice shot, meaning that B site is free for the taking. And Long Beach is quick to jump on that.
Yeah, Mizzou really taking note that A was where Long Beach was wanting to go. So now that they switched over, it's really hard for them to stay up.
Oh, Waiter, a nice shot, finds the first. And Adalia finding green. That's 2. If they can pick up these rifles, that means that it's a pretty tough round here for Long Beach. It's a little closer than they would like, but this player in Snowman is
Uh-oh.
in such a problem spot. And Mizzou, I don't think they're aware, but Adalia, they're aware now. Adalia, I don't think they're aware of him now. B-Dog finding 2, and they know exactly where Later is. But with time ticking away, Adalia, the tap, the hold, unfortunately, Later is once again there for the swing. That
Another
is
4K.
3 4Ks from Later.
Oh, gosh.
Back to back to back. He's at 12-2 now. The next highest player on his team is at 2, and the next highest player in the game is at 5.
Later.
He ulted last round.
Second to last. Yeah, round
Yeah.
before this last one. Already back to
And
8.
he's already at 8. He
How?
ulted on round 4, and is at 8 for round 5.
Has Later just been grinding Icebox like ever since the last match? They lost just by a little bit, and he just went to himself, I'm going to play this until my arms fall off, because I don't know how else you get 4Ks 3 times in a row back to back to back.
It feels like it's been the only out for Long Beach, though, is off the back of Later on a crazy heater right now with 3 4Ks. You know, if he gets shut down on one of those, you know, maybe it's a different story, but Panda falling to green. And, I mean, right alongside Adalia falling to green. I guess a couple players in this team can start fragging out.
Yeah, really just trying to show that Later's not the entirety of their team. Mizzou's wants another
Honest-
kill here, though, at
Honest
minimum.
Fury goes out. And a nice shot there from Waiter. And it gets a tag as well into another GPL with 1. The dart goes out.
One enemy
It
remaining.
spots Later.
And that's
And
gonna do
Mizzou
it.
finally shut him down.
Yeah, we saw this last round. They need to work with it again. They need those dual angles. They need to be playing multiple angles. Otherwise, Later is going to take this entire game for granted.
And, I mean, he's been doing just that so far. Finally been shut down.
Yeah,
And now,
already to 2 orbs again, which for a KJ, getting that ultimate is so valuable. The big thing I want to see is I want to see GPL just on top of Later anytime physically possible, and I want to see GPL get those kills. Or Waiter get that vision, because if Waiter can get that vision, it becomes so much harder for Later to
GPL
play.
is in a bit of a pickle right now as the dart will go out. We'll get a couple scans, and it, in fact, will lead to a frag here for GPL as well onto Sean. However, Thermo right back at it, finds the trade. So it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
Yeah, they've really been pushing this this A site amazingly hard. Just Long Beach continuously pushing this specific site, ignoring B site for the most part, outside of some very specific circumstances. And when they've done
B-Dog
it, it's not been
trying to
going
get to safety, manages to sneak away.
well. Yeah, but not with much help to spare. A body shot's going to kill now.
Go ahead and burn a bunch of ultimates here. The null command and the lockdown infested. B-Dog gets a lot of value with the knife, and Adalia capitalizing on it. Mizzou now cleared the site. Thermo, the last member. Panda is there to avenge his fallen teammate. And they take the lead back from Long Beach.
It's a little bit of an overcommitment, but not honestly too much, considering the fact that that puts them into the lead and with pretty good monetary, especially with keeping 2 people alive. Not the worst, especially considering the fact that after that, Long Beach has to not take a full buy. We see Guardian plus regen shields on Sean, and we see Skylab with just a stinger. Not even Later has enough money to buy someone. They can buy, a Guardian for them, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, Long Beach, though, sitting on 3 ultimates. Mizzou are on 2. It's a powerful ones at Long Beach disposal. Mizzou, they have their Viper's Pit. However, it won't be available for the time being. Dahlia. The bot will get triggered.
Yeah, really just Adalia slowing down these pushes wherever possible and doing a pretty decent job at it, all things considered, especially with...
Oh, if that shot lands.
If only it landed, that would have put so much pressure on Long Beach. We see them, they're pushing A again. Who would have thought? It's
Are they, though? Because look at this long play here from Skylab. It's shut down.
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Thermo avenges the fallen teammate, picking up that spike. It is going to be an A hit at the end of the day, I believe, but Later is still alive, and Later has been a problem.
Yeah, especially in a 4v3 for Long Beach, hoping to get that value up. Later cannot be 1v1. That has been so bad for Mizzou. They need to have another plan for it.
Spike planted.
Trying to get out on the site. Waiter going up. A nice shot there. Panda finding Thermo. If they can find this last player, they can just stick to the fuse.
Just Later. That's all they got to worry about. And they're not particularly close. And it's just going to be a matter of if they get the headshot, which easily happens, getting the full defuse on this. Who is going to grab this, though?
I believe it's going to be Waiter on the Sova. And closer to that Hunter's Fury 3-way now. The lead grows from Mizzou.
That up top play on A side there, going up top silently, was so valuable. It got the free pick onto Sova. It got another pick later in the game on Later, which was so crazy. If Later could have got it and pick there, secure it to a 1v2, it gets so much more possible for Later to win if they can get a good nade off. The big issue is Later needs to be basically on site with Spike, otherwise it's so much harder to get as much value as they've been getting on these ultimates and with that and with all of that util.
Yeah, sitting on top of 410, pretty good angle. It shuts down Later, the problem. You get a couple of scans here from the Dart as well, and GPL is potentially looking to play off of that info. Has the dash ready, he's going to pop it, and I think it's going to be a pop flash, but into GPL's face as well. Dart as well. Nice shot. GPL, no dash, but gets away.
Yeah, end up getting half the charge back. If they can get another one, they can get another dash out here, which honestly could be entirely possible. There is the Viper pit on both teams, which is kind of game-changing for whoever plays it. The thing is if we see one, we're probably going to see the other.
Sean finds GPL, though. Evens things up. A-site looks like, once again, the end plan here for Long Beach. Panda finding Skylab, though, is a big pick that shuts off that Viper's pit.
Not to mention the entirety of Long Beach minus Later is extremely low to where one body shot will kill the KO and two will kill Sean.
Yeah, they get some tags as well. Dart's going to go up, and that's going to just scan the rest of the team. They know exactly where these last three members are, but, I mean, they know those positions. They're not landing the shots, though.
They just need
B-Dog finally finding one, but Later is still alive.
Not for much longer, though, as Adalia gets it in the bag, killing Later from the back. This is what I've been talking about. As soon as they get two angles, the entirety of Long Beach kind of just crumbles to it.
Yeah, and, I mean, a good long flank there from Adalia to get around the team, to find those shots in the back like you were talking about, and to continue growing this Mizzou lead. They've gotten 4 in a row now, and we're even going to see a timeout here from Long Beach. I think this is a good time to call it. You just had a big loss. Mizzou's on a 4-game win streak, and you're able to buy up. You've got a bunch of ultimates to work with. They need to figure out an answer to Mizzou.
Yeah, Later really has been the only thing that has gotten them into some rounds. And you can't rely on someone essentially acing every round to be how you win the game. If that could win games, then we'd see an entirely new meta. But Later has been the core of the team, and Mizzou's taken notice. They have been sending hitmen out for Later just constantly.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw a couple of 4Ks, the 3 in a row, but we haven't seen anything else really much. Of course, he is still picking up frags, doing well, but we haven't seen him go crazy like we have in those other rounds. Mizzou is doing a good job at not giving him these 1v1s that he's been so confident at, but are taking the 2v1s, 3v1s, and are able to trade out on the one person.
Not to mention, being able to shut those down is turning off the ultimate, which is so good because that is a game-changing ultimate.
I'm excited to see where these Viper pits are going to get used. Panda still has his, and Skylab still has his. So they've got these 2 very powerful ultimates to work with. Where are they going to play them down as GPL has once again picked up another operator here and see if it's a little bit better this time around.
Yeah, Long Beach, though, has been kind of stacking ultimates, and I'm wondering if that was part of the reason for that timeout call.
Ooh, GPL looking for a very aggressive position. Gonna go back for round 2 and is punished.
Through the wall, too.
Oh, we're gonna see the null command locked down, get invested. B-Dog, nice shot, but can't get away.
We do see Panda looking for the biggest flank, but with that Viper ult, that's going to ruin a lot of the efficiency of it.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and I'm Panda just shut down again by later on duty on the watch.
Yeah, and it's really just going to be just a matter of who they can pick off with this. With Adalia doing really good from a really, honestly, hard to play from spot.
Yeah, but the problem is this Viper's Pit is still a very scary thing to work with. Oh, but they managed to shut it down, and Adelia has found 3, has
One
put it
for
into a
one.
1v1. Waiter's 10 HP. Who
Can
can
they
land?
find it?
They spot him. Can they land the shot?
Oh, on the ropes is going to hurt so much for that. Not having that 100% accuracy really just made Waiter able to shoot the one time that was needed to kill. And even though that Mizzou was able to react first and get, what, 2 or 3 shots on it, it was just unfortunate that they couldn't confirm the kill. And that's really what it comes down to in those kind of
Mizzou is
positions.
a little bit strapped for cash, actually. These rounds have been closer than they've been wanting, so they haven't been able to get that big bank of cash rolling.
Yeah, but so has Long Beach, though, too. They're, what, 0 cash on 2 people, 200 on another? The only person who's doing all right is Green.
GPL investing the Blade Storm. It was 2 big ultimates from Long Beach that round in order to secure it, but it does secure it. Mizzou, I think they only have 1 stinger they need to worry about. Oh, so many people get tagged by that knife there. And Panda finding Sean, finding Green, finally taken down. But Adelia on that angle on the mid, finding Skylab, and now to 2 versus 4, but once again, still.
Not to
The
mention,
problem is alive.
Waiter with the Phantom and Jet with the Blades up. That's going to be so hard. Thermo does get the kill, though. Meanwhile, they are going to be pushing up into a Phantom fire line, though.
Spike down.
Nice shot there from Waiter. It's a 3v1. Just play together, guys. Don't give him ones. Don't give him ones. We're giving him ones, guys. We're giving him ones.
You can't do
This
that.
is what he wants.
And you can't be... It's so painful to watch later take kill after kill.
And later knows exactly where GPL is after that drop. Oh, the timing. Molly goes out.
Come on, come
Does
on,
he
no.
know?
Oh! Yes! The
GPL.
headshot is all that it takes for GPL to get the last kill on later.
Oh, guys, come on. We can't be having these rounds be this close with later alive. Don't give him ones. You saw what happened. You gave him 2 ones, 3 ones technically. Luckily
Yeah.
for Mizzou, GPL lands the Blade Storm.
Not to mention...
But later is at 21-7 right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane KD.
We're the first half. The man has almost 2 kills a round. How do you even achieve this into this kind of team? Meanwhile, Mizzou is split 3 across 3 people. They have pretty solid kills altogether, but not any one of them has been able to compete with Later's kind of dominance. However, they do have a good chunk of ultimates, and Long Beach just used a lot of theirs for a fight they couldn't even win.
I would like to see the Viper's Pit get invested potentially from Panda. He
We're
does
in
like
last round. I want to see it all get invested.
I do too. I mean, it's last again. It's last round. You use it or you lose it. Nice shot there from Panda, finding the first. The Honest Fury is getting invested here from Long Beach as well. Gonna try to find some damage, try and find something. They get a little bit of damage, and Panda gets shut down. B-Dog there for the trade.
I wanted to see the counter. Yep, like this. I want to see what this does.
Oh, they get 2 tags. They actually get a frag. They get a double kill off of it. Waiter shuts down Later and Thermo. And now it's just Sean, and
Yep.
it's easy pickings from there.
The lockdown for funsies, but
Null command as well. Just throwing it out. Why don't you?
we're seeing kind of a repeat of the first round here, going 8-4 into the first half. It's so hard to come back from these kind of situations, just entirely.
Not impossible, but it's
It's
definitely
hard.
a little bit more tough than I think a lot of people would imagine. If Mizzou can pick up this pistol round, they've been very good at picking up pistol rounds so far. I think this game is all but done and dusted here.
Yeah, and especially with later pretty much being a solo B hitter, that's not actually looking too bad. They take a 5v4 or a 5v3 going into A site. Later can't get the util down. Honestly, just smooth sailing.
Yeah, smooth sailing here for Mizzou. Just one more pistol to go through, last pistol of the series. And they get another.
Honestly, what I really want to see here is I want to see a good KO flash followed up by a jet dash. And I want to make sure that they don't let later in their backline and get 3 kills.
Ooh, in fact, Long Beach is going to play off of that flash. But Waiter, a nice shot up close. There's Sean, who gets traded quite quickly there as Waiter sends up the drone. Going to clear the site. Does it get the back site? It unfortunately does not, but Adalia there for 2.
Just so many.
Panda finds
so-
later.
Just so fast of kills. They traded 1 for 5, which, ooh. I mean, yeah, it's pistol round. You don't really care too much about that, but another $1,000 is not going to hurt anyone, especially with Panda already picking up the Marshall with being a Minnesota, all things considered. Not to mention, Vidalia already with the Vandal along with GPL.
Yeah, they're going to buy up Vandals here. They know that they have this big advantage. They know that they are confident in picking up these last couple of rounds. So they're going to go ahead and buy 2 Vandals. If they win this round, they're going to be in a very good position for the bonus. They just need to make sure that they don't accidentally toss this round away. We've seen it done plenty of times in the past. Let's hope they've learned from their mistakes.
The only thing is that Long Beach doesn't have any guns. They just start carrying pistols around, and that's really hard, especially on a map like this with pretty long sightlines.
Yeah, Green falls. Adalia up close. Oh, later with 2.
Okay.
Panda with a Marshall, but Sean, Mizzou is falling. They've got to be careful. It's a 2v2.
They did keep them from getting the guns, though, just by that aggression.
You might have spoken a little bit too soon, as it's a 1v2. And I think they're able to pick up some guns here. Up over top, B-Dog finds 1. This last player is so low. Can he find it? Yes, he can, B-Dog. Oh, it was
1v2
way too close. That was way too close, guys.
You hurt my heart. Oh my gosh. But at least they're going into this with B-Dog already at 5 charges, able to get me a really good push. Later is trying to pick up that ult as fast as possible. Already at 23 kills. It's, oh my god.
23, and the next person has 9. They have over double the amount of kills as Thermo.
For how crazy this has been, we have only seen 1 round where Long Beach has won where it wasn't later doing a 4K.
That is true. That
And-
last round was almost 1, though.
Yes. But it was later almost doing a 4K.
That is true. He did find 2. Now onto the site. GPL dashing towards yellow. Shots through the smoke. Nothing landing with the Sheriff. Long Beach, they're set up here. Their rotations are fast. It's going to be a bloodbath here as Waiter drone goes up trying to scout something. Scouts out later, but does not get a scan. GPL. Smoke goes up. No abilities now on the Jet. Unless they find some frags.
The thing is they're not fully committed to the site until now. Now they are with Sova all the way
Flash
on point.
through. Waiter finds green. Later, though, finding 1. Panda with 1 as well. Has a rifle for themselves. Later, still alive. Finding another. Panda finding Sean, but Thermo, the trade back onto B-Dog. Spike goes down. Waiter, 5 HP, trying to cross, but he can't go anywhere. Panda now at 33 HP, finding later the pop flash. And Thermo.
Another round with later almost getting the 4K, getting 3K in there. Just the KO finishing off the last one.
Oh, Panda. Panda's feeling that one. You could see in the cam. It was very close. They almost managed to pick it up.
Such a clean pop flash, though, we saw, which is unfortunate, all things considered. The real kicker here is Later's about to get ult. Again, already. We're in round 3 of the second half. Oh, we just finished round 3 of the second half.
Yeah, we're on round 4, and Later's going to have his ult. He's at 26 and 11.
No assists.
0 assists, by the way. He makes sure he
He takes all the credit.
He makes sure he collects those kills.
Yep. With Thermo being the only person to live a round besides the one they had where they live, but they're going for a mid rush.
Yeah, they are. They are gonna get scouted out though.
And if they
Knife
can,
will catch a couple. Hunter's Fury actually gonna get invested here from Long Beach. It's actually finds B-Dog. Panda, the Guardian, not able to land the shots, but Adalia there for a trade.
yeah, that's dangerous for Adelia, especially because they can't plant now, or they can't help for plant now, especially with that
3v3 though, later falls. Big pickup here for Mizzou. They are gonna get this plant down. As Waiter holding it, gets it down. They have Hunter's Fury if they're able to get to somewhere safe. The swing out, they see Sean. They have Util. The dart goes out. Up close. Waiter trying to find it, and he does. And they'll get away to a safe position for the Hunter's Fury. Adalia on site. Thermo finds one. Hunter's Fury going to get invested. Nice shot there from Adalia at 28 HP. Thermo is hunting for Waiter. But Waiter is the one who is hunting.
Waiter really put a lot of value into that, even without getting a metric ton of kills. That ult setup to lock down, getting that kill onto the person who was trying to lock down the ultimate, especially just pushing forward through that dart is just so valuable for the team because it just means that as soon as they're turning the corner, they are going to get that pick, and they set up for it so brilliantly.
And now Mizzou on full rifles, couple mismatched armors, but Long Beach is on scraps. 11-5. They lose this. They need 7 in a row. And so many players just got tagged so low to start off this round. I mean, GPL. This is GPL. My friend, you are Jet. How are you dying to fall damage? You are Jet. How are you dying to fall damage? Okay, everyone's just dying to util and stuff. Sean doesn't shoot the nanoswarm. He will fall to that. I still am baffled how you fall damage as Jet.
I'm baffled how they're dying to exclusively util. We have not seen a gun kill this entire fight yet.
We haven't, and there's been 2 deaths. It's a Venn diagram of lockdowns right now. Mizzou's lockdown actually just gets destroyed from the KO Molly, so actually just the one. And later on Panda
But gets
finding
traded
one,
out.
but good trade at least for B-Dog.
Yeah, honestly, not the worst for
Oh,
Mizzou.
but Thermo finding one. Thermo starting to be a problem. Nice one tap.
30 seconds left.
They've got to be careful because there still is one member here. Oh, but the shots, the stinger, it doesn't land. That might be an out for Mizzou as they're going to get this plant down.
Yeah, the big thing is that if Long Beach wants their jet to rotate, it's going to take a little bit.
It is, as Adalia finds the third. And they find as well exactly where that jet is. They throw a nanoswarm over there to try to stall. They know jet's pretty low. And they just double up here on this position. They just play together. They just don't allow Green the opportunity to have a 1v1.
And 12-5 going into potentially winning the series. Long Beach has the weight of the world on their shoulders now.
Weight of the world, 12-5. They need 7 in a row in order to bring it to OT.
I mean, yeah, Long Beach, I can't see why they wouldn't take their time out here. All things considered, there's not a better time for it.
I mean, it's now or never.
Yep.
You're up against a wall. Mizzou is a mountain to climb right now. You need 7 in a row. You can't make any mistakes. You can't mess up once. You can only rely on the 4Ks so many times before that just starts to not work anymore.
Yeah, Later can get all the 4Ks in the world if he's taking 1v1s, but Mizzou, they're just going to throw 3 at you, and they're just going to call it a day. I mean, we saw Later get traded out there. He can't handle that. That's how you beat those kind of people.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, Mizzou is in such a dominant position. It would be one of the largest throws I think I would have ever seen if they were to throw this game. They have the ultimate advantage. They have the money advantage. They have so much advantage right now. They have to do so much in order to bring this back. They're down 7 rounds, and it's got to be perfect.
And they can't even full buy. even after that, even after saving fully, they still have a stinger, and they're gonna run out of, and they're running out of cash still.
And good flash. Huge flash from the team. I think that hit for Mizzou. Later, finds GPL though. Trying to push here into Kitchen. Later with another again. This is the problem for Mizzou. Green finding B-Dog. Adalia finds Skylab. And now it's just Adalia. Nice shot there from Adalia. Clean, calculated. Spots Thermo, the pop flash. These players are quickly encroaching upon his position. And later is there for 3. Long Beach lives for another round.
Yeah, but they still can't full buy. And that is... Actually, they can. If someone will have to buy for Skylab, which is crazy to say.
I mean, I feel
Actually,
like
no, they can't full buy even with that. They'll still be someone that's down. They're
Yeah.
going Judge on Skylab.
Green, I mean, you could have, because Green would have had knives this round.
Yes, Green having knives will make it essentially will pseudo full buy it.
Skylab's
but
just going to
yeah.
stick with the Bulldog. Mizzou is going to once again try this mid play. There's the knives up close. Still, the knives go wide. GPL with a Sheriff shuts down later. And with that, Mizzou have taken an advantage, but Green and Thermo find an answer to the aggression for right now.
The issue is that Long Beach has them kind of surrounded. The only one that's not is we see.
Oh, but I mean, this was the plan all along.
Yep.
The tap, the Bucky, Skylab. It's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. They trade. Oh, the drop. Sean and Green find the last 2.
And losing that ultimate is so terrible to have to deal with.
They wanted to go for the cheesy play with the Viper's Pit and playing in Hall, but they
They're
just
too slow with
couldn't
it. Yeah.
get it done. Later now, 30 bomb for themselves. 7 rounds now for Long Beach. They picked up 2 in a row, and Mizzou is onto an eco. Long Beach is starting to bring it back. It's still another 5 to tie it up, but it's
And Vidalia is 1 away from ultimate, and that's a game changer if anything. I mean, the Viper ult is big, which they did just lose, but honestly, you could argue just the true value of the KJ ult by itself.
oh,
might
but
make it-
Green. Doesn't matter if the KJ ultimate is up if you're down. Thermo finds GPL. Green with 2.
Spike down A.
B-Dog up close. And it's a flawless now for Long Beach. Green with the 3K. The lead shrinks now down to 4. Mizzou can't find an answer to close out this round.
Yeah, and they're forcing with pretty much the
they're-
only thing is mixed
I
shields.
think they might start be feeling the pressure. This is the most Long Beach has gotten since those 3-4Ks by
Yeah.
earlier on into the game.
The only thing they have to worry about now, which I'm kind of surprised they're going in this kind of direction with it, is they've been kind of alternating points here and there. We saw some work with the mid, but that didn't really play out too well for them. So I understand this kind of play style. I'm just wondering how they could try to play rotate from Long Beach, because if they can rotate to wherever later isn't, it's a pretty good situation.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Mizzou is going to be walking into Waiter. However, all of the util is shut down. Everything is turned off thanks to the null command. Waiter, though, spammed down. It's traded out. Adalia waiting to drop their lockdown. They're holding it out, and they're going to go ahead and use it. Lockdown invested now. Mizzou, they're investing a lot into this round to make sure that they secure it. Long Beach, they still have the null command available, too. I'm expecting that to be used here as soon as this Killjoy lockdown drops, and it has.
Yeah, after that, though, we do see Green go down.
Green and Skylab fall. Panda with 2. Long Beach, they've got the K ult up for a few more seconds, and time is ticking away. Adalia on a good flank. Thermo finding GPL, but they're just playing time. They don't have time to play with. Panda with 3, make it 4. And that does it. Mizzou will beat Long Beach Community College 13-8 in the final game here. They take it all the way. It was such a close game, such a close series. In the end, Mizzou do take it. It's not a 2-0 victory like we saw last time, but it is a victory nonetheless in playoffs.
Which is all that really matters at the end of the day. We saw a really stark difference in play styles between the two teams, though. Mizzou really playing like this all like team build around session of just, all right, here's this person, we're going to throw them at you with another person in tandem. At some points doing some good crossfire, sometimes just stacking multiple people. And meanwhile, Long Beach's entire strategy was, I'm going to send our best person or best two people, and I will 1v1 you, and I will win that fight.
I mean, it worked for map 1. It started to work for map 3 as well. It was a little bit scary. Map 2 was a whole nother story on Fracture. But Mizzou, they take it 2-1. They stay alive in this playoff run. And unfortunately for Long Beach, they will fall in the playoffs to Mizzou. But good job for them making it to the playoffs. Good job for the boys as well to make it another round into playoffs. But don't go anywhere. We are going to have a quick interview with one of the players, so you don't want to miss that. We'll see you in just a few.